Okay, we back with another one.
Another one.
Yeah. We're gonna keep it. We gonna keep this real brief. This is more a little close to home.
It's just gonna be us, man.
That's it. I mean, friends. How many of us have them? Yeah. Ooh, hold on. I ain't gonna do that. They ain't ready for that. We're gonna say that for when we build up on the subscriber step. But so yesterday, me and this individual had
Proceed with caution.
a conversation
Via text. No. Audio clip.
Yeah, that's all. He touched on an issue based on something I spoke on. I broke down what I spoke on. He challenged it, as he do in natural fashion. Typical man's thing. Which I get it. Men are argumentative because we feel as though you have to prove it to us. Because if not, you just ain't give this to us. You're not going to give me no food that's not cooked properly and expect me to eat that. I refuse. I refuse. That is not how we built. So, in the midst of us going back and forth, the emotional side of me told me, finish him, Mortal Kombat style. Now, the logical part of me told myself, this is my ace, my day one. I rock with him heavy. The whole point of me getting my point across versus crippling our relationship, is it really that worth it? So this is where the emotional intelligence came into play. When I think about the phrase emotional intelligence, I break down this a simple situation. So we'll use this analogy as far as about work-related status. It was a female that was working under me that was dressed, I'm not going to say inappropriate, but it just wasn't fit for the establishment that we were at. So she had a blouse opened up a little bit too much, and it was distracting with the customers. Now, my first instinct was to approach her and tell her, hey, tighten up. She knew to tell her about changing different attire and stuff. But then I told myself, being a man, how would she take this? She's a lot younger. She probably felt like this is the norm. She probably had nobody really tell her as far as the etiquette of how to dress. So my mind told me, okay, let me probably find a female. So I found a female to get my same point across, but then do it in a more of a casual aspect of it. So a female addressed her, told her, hey, when I first started, I was really excited. I wanted to wear my nice clothes, but with customers, they don't comprehend the stuff the same way. So we probably got to still look professional, being taken seriously by us being females. Female took it in stride, they half-eyed each other. She came back the next day, better attire. It was meeting adjourned, no conflict, no confusion. Now, me as a man approach her, she'll probably take it from a sexist standpoint. She'll probably feel offended as if I was trying to critique anything about her from more of a, what's wrong when I got on? Yeah. With the neck snap, the finger roll, you got the moving like a heel, like a snake, all the unnecessary stuff that I don't need. So I look for the best interest from emotional intelligence standpoint. It's a time and place and how to conduct it and who should transfer that information. So I feel as though that's the same way I handled it with this individual yesterday. I told myself, either I can I can pick up this rifle and let it go crazy, but I can sit here in this process the way that he's bringing this information towards me. And I have to take a step back. Because sometimes we got to step outside ourselves. Because we get beside ourselves. Sometimes we lay beside ourselves the wrong way. We don't feel like we're not wrong because we feel, men love to be right. We love to conquer. We love to dominate. Because that's instinctively and part of our genetic pool. Us as men, we're protectors, conquerors. That's what we do. So even in a conversation, it could be a light conversation. We got to win, though. We got to dominate. I got to crush. It's crazy. Like I was telling him a while ago, we are overdoers. We going to smash it with a sledgehammer, though, because that's the overkill type of aspect of how we go about things. I told myself, I'm going to let this slide on his end as well as my own, though, because at the end of the day, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. We'll let our emotions, like he sent me a meme a long time ago. It was about a dog that jumped out was trying to catch an eagle or a bird or something in that aspect, and explained to him how anger can at least put this person over the edge. He's so captivated with trying to catch this animal, he don't realize that he's over a cliff. He's a dog. This animal has wings. You miss whether you catch it or don't catch, your life is over. So what did we learn?
So from my point of view, this specimen right here,
Him. Yeah.
this specimen,
That guy.
he made a interesting term. He says same difference. That's a popular term that most people use. Honestly, it's not something that I put in my category because as I shared with him, like when I reached out to him, I said, I'm looking for understanding. I said, maybe you can teach me something today. And I told him this. Now, I want y'all to know this.
He did.
When you bring a rifle out at a ninja, that ninja's going to throw a star or a dagger in that rifle, in that bullet hole, and cause backfire. So he could have brought out the AK.
Yeah.
But I'm a ninja. I had something to bounce back ready.
Huh?
But for me,
I'm Rambo though. Huh? I'm Bruce Leroy. Huh? Oh, okay. We'll say that for another segment.
This is what we do. We go back and forth. Look, y'all finna get the authentic version of us today. We go back and forth. We talk about certain topics and we go back and forth. It might seem like we arguing. It might seem like we fussing. But all we doing is gaining a measure of understanding in a more condescending way. Because that's what we do. Like, we look down at each other, but it's still to build one another up. You want to understand this relationship because you're not part of this relationship.
No.
But we letting you into this relationship.
That's it.
So you can get a little bit of comprehension. So, he says same difference. Like I said, I don't use that term. To me, it's an oxymoron. It's a contradiction. Same difference. Me and Caprice,
Dude, boy, let's keep doing this. Name dropping.
Name dropping, I ain't supposed to. Same difference. I don't get that. It don't make no sense. It's a contradiction to me. So, when he said that, I was like, okay, you just tried to correlate something that didn't make sense to me. I'm like, what is this? But here's what it is. When I heard same difference, when I used to hear that, I hear it from the wrong context. And because everything is polarized nowadays negatively, when you hear it from a positive stand for it, you tend to shun it because you're used to hearing it negatively.
Come on.
So I don't embrace everything, the new fads. I don't do it. And I use this analogy to him yesterday. I said, we take old terms and we create new meanings to them.
Oh, he said that.
I sure did.
He said that.
You better believe it.
My mama said,
So it was, the term was cap. Now, way back when, we know what cap meant. They even had a books in Bells called Cap, story in the books called Bells called Caps for Sale. So initially, a cap is something that you put on top to conceal. And then he brought about, well, they actually created a cap gun. And it does shoot out blanks.
What would you reference towards how individuals speak? As individuals, we will find something that we can correlate to our point. If somebody moving fast, oh yeah, you moving like a Maserati. If somebody kind of built up different, I see you Ford truck, build Ford truck.
Mm-hmm.
We say things, if it's something that's kind of big or paramount, we'll find some type of way equated to an animal, whatever the case it be. But this is Mr. Technical.
Yeah. And this is why there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new. Everything is recycled. Everything.
For sure.
So from that aspect, I get it. And when he brought it down to me, I was like, okay. I told him, I said, typically we going back and forth. I said, but this one I was really trying to gain an understanding. But it's still kind of like, if y'all could hear the voice clips, he was like, Clee.
Yeah.
When you gonna learn?
Yeah.
I'm like, it ain't even that. That ain't what this is. So
hold on, rewind. Oh yes, it is what it is. I would tell Clee, this is a phone. Clee's gonna tell me from an English standpoint or from a third world country standpoint, the dynamics of this. He's going to break down where it started from, where it originated from, the Latin term, this is Clee, him right over here. And I'll be like, well, it's still used for this. That's not only this, it's used for that. It's also used for this and the other. Food for thought. Fun fact. All right, Clee. I'm just bringing up the simplicity part of it, but he don't want me to miss the other measure, though. Because just in case, it might be something that I could use later on in my life or not. But Clee want to take the time to share this with me. I take it in stride.
This is what he's talking about, overkill. How we take a sledgehammer and kill an ant.
Oh.
Which is a very good analogy because that's the nature of a man. As I say, I don't win fights, I overall them.
That's true.
Speed, power, accuracy.
Precision. Yeah. Timing.
I ain't even got to say it. He already know it.
Okay.
So we don't just win in one aspect. We overall in every other one. We want to make sure you never create another wheel to come back for the second time. I
believe in violence from a figuratively speaking standpoint. When we get done in the fight, because I compete as well, I give a person, and two things happen in that fight when me competing in the ring or a cage. Either you survive or I stop you. Period, point blank, I finish you. Them the only two things. There's no winning. You're going to survive as a make it to decision, or I'm going to get you out of there early. Them the only two options that you have. Because that's my mindset. I want it more than what you do. You're doing this out of a spite of, I want bragging rights and all this type of stuff. In my mind, I'm creating my legacy. So, and how I see things, you're in my way. So I have to be just like an individual on the train tracks. You know how long it take for a train to break? Okay.
Come on.
I'll leave it there. I finna go get some mitts, so it's kind of hot.
See, he destroyed his opponents. Me, I'm the type, just because your hubcap spin when you stop don't mean you're rolling no dubs.
Come on.
That's how I
talk
roll.
About it.
And I'll let you know it ahead of time, so you don't. So the pride that you thought you had, you can understand that you were just deceiving yourself.
Yeah.
And attempted to deceive others, but we got that real magnifying glass and we can zoom in.
That's it.
So the conclusion of what happened is just as simple. I told him, I said thank you. You helped me understand. I said, you put a lump on my brain today. You taught me. He was the only person, as of yesterday, the only person who taught me something yesterday.
There can only be one. Oh, hold on, my fault. Sad track. I just take a moment, pat myself on the.
It probably won't happen again for a long time.
It definitely will.
It will?
So crazy.
No, I'm just playing. It definitely will, because that's what we do. We bounce ideas off one another. Actually, from a level of opposition, we grow.
Yeah.
We grow from opposition. We grow from errors. And typically, that's how everybody is. Everybody bump their head in the wall and learn not to walk in the same direction again. But we really grow from opposition. We grow from errors in our relationship as bros, as besties, all that stuff. So
this is what we stress to the younger generation. You can get to this destination faster, as far as from the mechanics, but we know the shortcuts. So it's the fact that when you listen to a person from a different generation explain something and give you some food for thought, we are one of the best people to listen to. I'm speaking from a generalistic standpoint. Why? Because we made mistakes way more than you due to our age barrier. So we can tell you everything wrong and other experiences that we have, as well as from a generalistic point of view. It is not the fact that we dismantle your point of view. It's the fact that you see a square, we see a cube. That's all the dimensions of a conversation. That's all.
My hopes are that eventually, when my daughters, when my future children are in this position, that they will see what a real friendship should produce.
Come on. You're gonna use that for another situation.
Okay.
Friends. So we'll say that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
That's a good one.